My wife threw me out after believing her daughter's lies. 3 weeks later, she asked if I'd reflected. I handed her divorce papers. An hour later, her daughter was screaming, "Mom, he really did it!" The coffee mug didn't shatter when it hit the counter. It just tipped over, spilling cold coffee across the granite like a dark stain spreading through our marriage. "I need you to leave," Jessica said, using the same voice she'd used yesterday when she asked me to pick up groceries. Behind her, her 24-year-old daughter Emma stood with her arms crossed. I'd been her stepdad for 15 years, paid for her college, co-signed her first apartment, stayed up until 2 a.m. helping her edit papers she wrote using AI. And now she was staring at me like I was some kind of predator. "She says you've been watching her," Jessica continued when I didn't move. "Making her uncomfortable. She feels unsafe, David." Unsafe. That word hit different. Not annoyed or weirded out. Unsafe. The kind of word that turns neighbors into witnesses and stepfathers into suspects. I looked at Emma. She didn't even flinch. Just blinked slowly like she'd rehearsed this moment. "I'll pack a bag," I said. I checked into a cheap motel that night. Didn't sleep. Just sat there thinking about how 15 years of sacrifice could vanish because of one sentence. "He makes me feel weird." But I wasn't going to cry about it. I pulled out a notepad and wrote 3 names. Richard, my accountant, Patricia, my lawyer, and Sean, a private investigator. Below them, I wrote in capital letters, Phase 1. See, I'd learned something important in my 20-year career as a financial analyst. When someone tries to destroy you, they expect you to react emotionally. They expect screaming, begging, desperation. What they don't expect is cold, calculated preparation. I started gathering every receipt, every bank statement, every email from the past 15 years. That tuition payment for Emma's master's program, documented. The second mortgage I took out so she could afford her unpaid internship in Chicago, time-stamped. The voice memo she'd accidentally left in our shared cloud folder where she joked to a friend, "David's basically just a wallet with legs," downloaded and backed up. Meanwhile, Jessica was having brunch with her sisters, painting me as some unstable creep who'd started drinking heavily. I don't even drink. My father was an alcoholic. I swore I'd never touch the stuff. But facts don't matter when you're building a narrative. While they sipped mimosas and dissected my character, I sat in a bank restructuring our joint accounts into protected trusts. No drama, no announcements. Just clean, legal maneuvers using power of attorney documents Jessica had signed 2 years ago after her surgery and forgotten about. 3 weeks later, Jessica texted, "Have you had time to reflect? I think we should talk." I met her at Cafe Luna on Thursday morning. She walked in wearing a confident smile, expecting me to apologize or beg for another chance. I slid a manila envelope across the table. "Divorce papers, pre-filed. You just need to sign." Her face went pale. "David, we were working through this." "No," I said calmly. "You worked me out. I'm just making it official." Inside that envelope was a second sealed letter addressed to Emma. I'd submitted evidence to her university's ethics board showing how she'd fabricated claims of abuse while applying for a fellowship that required moral integrity certification. I'd also sent documentation to the non-profit where she had a pending job offer. Jessica opened the envelope an hour later at home. That's when Emma's screaming started. "Mom, pick up! He really did it! Everything I said, it's on record now! They're investigating me! My fellowship's been revoked! The job offer's gone!" But I never heard the screaming. I was already 3 states away, starting over in a city where nobody knew my name, with every asset protected and every bridge burned. They wanted me gone. I just made sure I left nothing behind.